Back at it, guys. Late, but I had company. If anybody checks in, y'all can check out the live from earlier if you hadn't seen it. It's a pretty long live, but we been working on this shrimp net, trying to get on the other live. I said I'd come back live and finish the shrimp net. Not sure if anybody's gonna, how many people's gonna get on this late at night on Friday night. Hey, everybody ain't gotta work in the morning. I know y'all up watching TV, so I guess y'all can help me prepare a shrimp net. But either way, I said I'd go back live. I thought I wouldn't be this late going back live. So, back live anyways. We'll see if anybody joins up. Don't know if they will or not, but they can come back and watch it. The rest of the shrimp net repairs tomorrow or something. What you got?
You want that to read the chat?
You got somewhere to set it up? That'd be great. We get some chat. Bayou Threads on. Mr. Joe, what's up? Got the shrimp net. Y'all seen earlier. We got the big hole fixed, y'all, from earlier. Like, all of this was the big hole, all down through here. And I got the big hole, it's fixed. It was actually from right here all the way across to here was torn. Richard's back on. You see that, Richard? That hole, big hole that was here, I got that fixed after the live. We had to go get my truck. Now, how am I going to read it over there? Give me something to set it on. If I had it like right down in here, I could read it. What's up? Ken's back on. Steven's back on. All the regulars. Mr. Joe, Bayou Threads. Y'all go check out Bayou Threads if y'all need some hats made for something. Hats or shirts, either one. Mr. Joe's and Ms. Amy's, who takes care of our online store for our hats, shirts. Got the hats like this with the logo. That's embroidered. That's not a sticker or nothing, y'all. That's the good stuff. Richardson 112s. It's what I wear anyways. It's what I've always worn is the Richardson 112s. But you get our logo. Y'all can go check those out. But I wish I had it like right here, Dylan. I don't know if that's possible. That's like too far over. Like I need it. I don't know how we would do that.
I think it's about as good as it's gonna get. Have it like right there.
But will they stay up on this? They do stay up, don't they?
Yeah.
Can
This
I make
is just
this?
me watching your live, and so like.
Yeah, but can I get this to stay up bigger?
Nah, it's about as big as it gets. But I know
The
it's
chat
bigger.
part?
Yeah, I know it's bigger than that, and it keeps you from having to mess with that.
Yeah. Yeah, if they pop up here, that's my latest ones.
Yeah, at the bottom is the
You got
newest.
Ken on there, says looks good. Good job. Yep. Still got some small holes. What I found was a bunch of small holes in it. So now I've got to go back through this whole net and double check everything. Y'all can see, maybe y'all can see, like right here I can stick like 3 fingers in that one. That's another hole right here. I think y'all can see that now. Y'all see the big hole right there? So there was a bunch of those holes. The bottom side of this net, there's 2 more holes right there. I've done trimmed them out, so I'm getting ready to repair these holes. Y'all can see that one right there. Hard to see from the, there you go, y'all can see the hole in the back side there. I'm moving it. Y'all can see that hole. I don't know, it's hard to see with the netting as a background. I can see them, but I got 4 or 5 more of those holes that I gotta
Like
fix.
a piece of wood or something you can just stick up in there.
But I gotta get this one fixed where I can get this net dipped, y'all, so we can go back to South Louisiana. Got Mr. Ken on there. He's the last comment. Probably all my people on the East Coast, they probably already in the bed. It's probably already their bedtime. But hey, you don't ever know on these lives. Like I've learned, like I almost wasn't gonna come back on. I said, well, some people wanted to actually see me working on the net instead of talking, so I figured I'd come back on. Oh yeah, these won't hold no shrimp. See. Are you shrimp before, Mr. Ken? Y'all, I can't remember. Got Crunchy Cracker back on. He's always on. Said, how's everybody tonight?
Just let me know if it messes up or anything.
Crunchy Cracker, I know it's by your bedtime. Ain't got school in the morning, no, do you? Yeah, we still got some holes here. We trying. Window stickers. Steven, we're working on that. We're working on that. Trying to do some kind of stickers for trucks or something.
If the battery goes to get low, it shouldn't. It's fully charged, but if it goes
Yeah.
to get low,
Just sit right here. I'm not gonna probably be on that long. But you just know the size of shrimp, Mr. Ken. Yeah, they won't stay. You'll lose a lot of shrimp in a hole like that big one. There's no telling what we lost, with that one. The truck stickers. We don't have that. We're looking into availability on somebody that we can get to supply those, where we can actually add those on the online store. The deal with the online store, I'm not going to sit up here and beg people to buy stuff. That's not what it's about. What the store is for, we have a ton of people that ask, how do I get a hat? And that's what it's about. It's about us supporting Bayou Threads and their local business, but it's about making our hat or our logo available to us. And if somebody don't want to buy one, I'm not worried about that at all. It's no big deal to us. We're in the business with YouTube of making videos, not of selling hats. So merch doesn't really worry me too much. That said, yeah, we make a little bit off of them. Bayou Threads does, and anything like that supports the channel and goes back into the channel. So that is a way people can do something to support the channel. And I'm gonna say this: 100% of that support ain't YouTube, like what we make on YouTube, they get a cut off of that. YouTube does. But that ain't how the merch works, because that's our personal stuff. So we keep that separate from we could actually do some stuff through YouTube, but we keep that separate for that reason. Kind of like TikToks and stuff like that. You'll see a lot of people that run TikToks and they actually put their cash apps and stuff like that on there. We're not doing that at this time. But the reason they're doing that is because all these social media sites, they get a cut right off of our earnings, and that's how they stay in business. But people will do those cash apps and stuff to let people bypass the system a little bit, so they get more of that cut of like donations and stuff like that. But to us, the hats is more about, we've had so many people want hats and shirts, and we didn't have them available because we weren't getting enough orders. Oh, scared me for a minute. I'm watching, I've got the other, because I can look at the comments. Dylan set me up an iPad over here so I can look at the comments, and I was doing something and the fire lit over there, so it's like, what? It's a delay, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. But yeah, anyways, that's what that's about. But suggestions on our hat, shirts, colors, things like that. If y'all got suggestions, just like he asked about the window stickers, we've been asked by several people about those. It's not just one person. So we're gonna try to do something, make like some vehicle stickers. You want to stick them on your boat or a lunchbox or whatever, I don't care. But we'll try to make something available. What I would like to know from y'all, and that was which one of y'all was asked about that? Steven? What size? I mean, what are we talking about? We talking about like a small one to put down in a corner somewhere? We talking about like one bigger to put like in the middle of a window of a vehicle? I've got one on the back of my truck, and it's just the vinyl. It's not a sticky side, and that's the other question I'd want to know is what do y'all think we should go with, like a vinyl, because they're pretty hard to install, because right, you gotta like spray some stuff on there and squeegee it on, and they're hard to take off the paper and stick on. They look the best probably, but I'm thinking maybe more so some type of sticker, but I don't want to make it so big like you got blind spots and stuff, you know. But a sticker would be easier for the average person that don't want to go through the hassle of having some big sticker installed or whatever. What I was gonna say on the store, and I know we was gonna look at putting that on there. I'm not sure if that's on there yet or not. I'll have to look. But any of the orders that comes through on the store, the shipping is like a flat rate shipping. So it doesn't matter if you order one hat or two shirts or whatever. It's like $10 for the shipping no matter what you order. So flat rate shipping just seems to be like the way to go. A lot of the companies I know are going to that. I know Mr. Stacy over at Slot Limit Baits, that we have some, we fish his baits all the time. Y'all know that from the videos, crappie fishing videos. But I know he's got the same thing, the flat rate shipping. So like it doesn't matter if you order 1 bag or 10 bags, you actually come out a little bit better by ordering a few extra bags of baits. That way you get the cut rate shipping on the bags that way. But anyways, that's just the way it's set up, the way we got things. Shipping's so high now, y'all. I order stuff all the time here at the house, and I can tell y'all some of these packages I'm getting like 50, 60 bucks for shipping. It's crazy what shipping costs. So a lot of small businesses are going to the flat rate shipping with these shipping companies and stuff, and it just works better for everybody. All right, let me catch up, because I did not expect that many people to get on here this time of night. That's why I don't. Right now we don't have like a set time we go live or nothing. I would have come on a little bit earlier, but my truck front wheel bearing went out. We're making a trip next Tuesday in a few days. Front wheel bearing went out. I knew it was going out. Thought it was. They said there wasn't nothing wrong with it, so I took it back, drove it a few weeks. Obvious it was going out because it just got louder and louder and louder. So I jacked it up this morning before we went on that live and checked it myself. Sure enough, it was bad, and I didn't have time to really fool with it and do the repairs on it. I've changed them before, but I wasn't real excited about it. So I took it to the shop, and when I left the live earlier today, we was working on this. They had called and said my truck was ready to come pick up. So had to go pick the truck up, and that was that. Like I said, we doing a little shrimp net repairs. If anybody has just joined, I don't know, y'all can see we still got some holes. We had a hole this big in it from a crab trap. Y'all can see that on the thumbnail on the live. I dropped that picture of the crab trap sitting in the shrimp net. That's actually the tear that we pulled the crab trap out of. I went back and found that picture. So some of that'll be in Sunday morning's video. I'm not sure if you went and looked at Adam's channel on his video. I watched about half that video. I haven't had time to watch the whole video yet. Sorry, Adam, but I'll get there. Next trip you may have to drive so I can watch your videos. So I got time to watch your videos. But yeah, y'all can see this net is like brownish looking on this side instead of green like the rest of the net. That's because this is the bottom of the net, and this net takes a lot of wear and drag right here. So I've got some old netting. I'm actually thinking about getting right up in here on the front side of that drag mark and just tying in temporary like a kind of like a flap that'll just drape over this, so when it's dragging on the bottom, if it hits any oyster shells and stuff like that, that stuff, if something big gets in there like a crab trap, it just pushes it out and it's rubbing against the bottom. It'll rip this net to shreds in a few minutes, and that's what's happened. We get a lot of wear on these nets right in that area, and that's sometimes you'll put like a shield of bigger webbing or mash, and I may actually tomorrow could do it even after I dip, because it's just a shield. It's not like it's holding the net together or nothing. But we're going to try to get these repairs done, get this net dipped either tonight or tomorrow, get it hung up where this stuff is drying, because we're going back Tuesday to try to catch some more shrimp. But we'll have two or three. I feel like we'll have two or three shrimping videos. I don't know if they'll all come out on my channel. There's going to be some come out on some other channels. We'll announce that. You know, that's part of our collaborations with other channels and stuff, is going and making these videos and helping each other out with content and getting some subscribers to cross over to other channels and things like that. That's just kind of the way a lot of us work together on this stuff. So yeah, we got a bad one down here in the bottom, y'all. This one's gonna be, and it's in the seam where the net was tied together, or where the tail bag was tied onto the net. So this one ain't gonna be that fun. I'll try to change the angle of the phone in a minute to where y'all can see what I'm doing. But I got two up here I gotta repair first anyways, and then I gotta look, double check, make sure I didn't miss none nowheres. It's almost as bad as if a rat, guys that net fish know a rat will wreck you on nets, but this was not a rat. This is from us dragging. I think I about got most of the regular netting. I'm gonna have to drop back to this tail bag where it tied on and sew some of that. So I'm gonna try to get this, y'all, where y'all don't want to hear me talk. Y'all want to see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna try to get this a little bit closer where y'all can see. Let me go over my questions real quick, because I know we got a ton of questions. If I can get this set up where I can read them, or comments. Mr. Ken said he never had crunchy crackers. No sir, not yet. Guess he's talking about his bedtime. He knows I'm messing with him. Want one for your truck and boat. Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Steven. All I can tell you is I'm gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen, and y'all give me a few weeks. We got some people local that make some of that kind of stuff, and if the video quality is like poor tonight, it's because of the darkness out here. It may be a little bit worse tonight with the video quality. I'm not sure about that. It looks like the picture's not quite as good a quality. It may be just because it's dark out. I'm gonna work on the sticker thing. We're gonna make that available, and I'll announce it. We'll put it up or something anytime any new products become available. And we're looking at. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think. This is a good opportunity. We've got close to 30 something people on here right now, and it's some regulars that's on here. So y'all let me know what y'all think. We're looking at maybe adding some more stuff on the online store besides just hats and shirts. Like, not sure if anybody's, just some of the stuff we use. Like, we're thinking about maybe adding like some lights and stuff like that. The really good products that we run across that we use on a daily basis. And I'm not just talking about like the sponsored stuff, but a lot of it, some of it could be some of our sponsored items. but we're actually considering putting like some of those products we use all the time, some of them on our online store, and just see how it goes. But y'all can let me know if that'd be. I mean, the way we're kind of thinking about, a lot of times when somebody wants to come on there, buy a hat, something like that. Well, if there's some good items on there they can shop for, somebody just said coffee cups, like that, and that's what we're thinking about, like maybe coffee cups, tumblers, stuff that people use. I mean, y'all look, I carry one of these everywhere I go, and this one don't have. This one's got my name on it because the kids or Danielle one got it for me. It's got a elk on it. But like something like this would be nice with maybe our logo in. This is engraved. This ain't the sticker, so this is the nice ones. And if I did it, I definitely want the like one like this engraved, because this ain't scratching. I mean, you can scratch. I've had the ones with the stickers. I got some in the house. You put them in the dishwasher and the sticker comes off. I'd want these bad boys engraved with our logo. That's the Yeti right there. But and I'm gonna have to check on like being able to resell them and all that kind of stuff, you know. So all this ain't gonna happen overnight. But coffee cups printed with like our logo or one of our pictures or something on there, maybe. I don't know. Look, y'all the club out there that watches us, so y'all let us know what kind of stuff y'all'd be interested. We do have some lights. We got some lights we're looking at that hadn't really announced yet. We use Cajun lights all the time, great lights. Not gonna stop using those for nothing. But we got some other lights we're using, and we're just looking at like what's even the possibility of us putting like some of those lights. And we're also looking at crappie jigs. Had several people ask about crappie jigs, whether I tie them or not. But we also have considered or thought about maybe doing like some slot limit baits or something, like the colors that we use. Probably would only do like our favorite colors on our store like that we use. Y'all let me know what y'all think on this stuff. It's just some thoughts that we're tossing around at this point, but some of it could go to being a reality. I promise I'm not drinking. That's water in there, y'all. I just get tongue-tied sometimes. But y'all let me know, because some of it could become a reality like before too long. Stickers. We're going to work on the stickers. I'm going to get on that next week. We'll start contacting some people on the stickers. And I'm looking down. I know the camera's got me looking down, but I'm looking down because I got the comments over here bigger where I can read them. They're not on my phone and they stay up. Steven wants one for his truck and boat. Crunchy Cracker. Only thing I've been doing since been out of school is watching. Oh, appreciate it. Football workouts. Yep. Stay working at whatever you're gonna do, for sure. Just don't count on football the rest of your life, because one day you'll probably have to do something else. So enjoy it while you can. Have fun with it, but don't make it your life. Unless you're really good, then you can. Seen, let's see, I'm missing. The hat is cool. You got on, yeah, this, Mr. Ken, that's, Joe come up with this one, actually like 2 months ago. It's a brown back and like a tan front. Yeah, I get them a little dirty, so I go through a good many of them. But for a dress hat around town and stuff, this was actually, this one and the black back with the gray, heather gray front and the black logo, that's probably my 2 favorite hats. Everybody got a different color. Some of them like the Carhartt colors and stuff like that. This one was one of my favorites. That's why I wear it all the time. Then I wear the camos. Like if I don't want to get them dirty, I wear the camos, and then they don't get dirty. We did change the patches when we first did the patch hats. They were like pressed on or whatever. Now they're we've gone to a sewn on patch hat. So like the camos will probably always have like patches, because the logo really don't show up on camo, right? Unless you go like silver or something on it. and we've had requests for some of that, but it's too much to like go back and forth. So we went to sewn on patch hats on those, and the orange ones. I always like just the logo like this on the orange ones because it shows up real good. We'll do that in black, and we've had some requests for the orange ones. Some of the orange ones we were running last year got discontinued, but they always got like a newer version or something. So we're gonna be looking at getting some orange ones between now and hunting season for sure. I'm not sure how fast we're gonna have those, but we will have some orange ones available. They were pretty popular last year. I know I got a good many of them for my family and stuff also for deer hunting season and elk season. Did them folks not pick up their crab boxes? No, Richard, the Lone Wolf Fishing said, "Hey everybody," too. By the way, y'all can see the comments better than I can. Richard, they just some of the crab traps, just the nature of the beast. They go to pick them up, float a pop off of them, boats run over them, cut their cables. Storm comes and rolls them up. Sometimes it'll roll the float up under the trap so they don't see it when they come to raise their crab traps, and they just get lost. And then there's always some people that don't want you shrimping there and all their old crab traps. They'll come out there and dump those crab traps in one spot where you're shrimping. So this happens. So you tear your stuff up. There's people that do that on purpose actually. And to those people, well, they would know what I think about them. But not saying that happened in this case. Stuff just looked like it'd been there a while. There was a couple old ones we caught that were pretty rough shape, like they probably got dumped out. I just don't think they'd been sitting there like that. So that said, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we just got to find somewhere. I think we're going to be looking for some spots in the next few weeks that we can shrimp. I didn't know a lot about South Louisiana. We used to shrimp the Lake Bond area. That Lake Bond is like right below Pontchartrain. It's really big, right? So a boat this size, it's gonna be hard to get out of the wind in there. So we like kind of staying up in the marsh area in this boat. That way, storm blows up something like that, we're safe. We can get out of the wind and that kind of thing. So we're gonna be looking for some more areas that we can get to in this boat that's a little cleaner. Who knows? Maybe one day, if it stuff does like decent on YouTube, we may get a bigger boat. You know, I'd love to have a 22 footer with some winches and stuff. Probably the older I get, I think now that we've gotten back into it, we're probably going to keep shrimping, YouTube or no YouTube. But I think because I just love doing it. But I think long term, I'd probably have to have some winches. You know, you can't always count on somebody to go down with you and help you do things. And like me and Danielle, if we had winches or whatever, just me and her could go down and shrimp if we wanted to, and that'd be pretty nice. There's always an old scrap shrimp boat somebody's wanting to sell for a few $1,000s too, so that's always an option. You could get one and repower it or whatever. So I don't know. I keep telling Danielle we're gonna buy a shrimp boat one day, and she keeps laughing at me. So I'm not sure, but I wanted to show y'all this. Let me zoom in on this, and then I'll turn it back where y'all can see me in a minute. But I want to show y'all. Maybe I can get this to where y'all can see it real quick. So let's see. All right, so y'all see how that hole sits right there, right? Y'all can see this hole. It's 2 ends of squares that is cut out of there. It's just a square hole at this point. Y'all can see me making a square. So on one like that, to patch this, I'm trying to show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all with the tip of this, right? So y'all can kind of see the white tip. So what I'm doing, I've got to go from, all right, get it where y'all can see it. I've got to go from this point right here. I got to tie in this hole, make me a loop right here, and just a spare loop, and come back and tie it right here. And then I'll cut this off up here, or I can come up here, catch this, come up here and catch this, and then I can come up here, catch that loop I just made, and go back down to this one. That's what I'm doing. I can try to do this, turn this phone down just a little bit, and maybe y'all can actually see, because there's always some people wanting to see how to repair a net or something. Maybe I can, I don't know, it's hard for y'all to see. I know somebody suggested like putting some cardboard. I don't know if I've got a piece. I don't see anything that I can put back there where y'all can see that better. Yeah, I don't have anything right now. Maybe one day I can do it with nothing in the background where y'all can see better. But just for this live, I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to come catch this one right here. I'll show y'all each step once I'm done with it. And I'm just leaving a tag in right there. I've just come underneath my loop, it's already there, and come out the front of it. Then I throw a loop right here and come to right there. And I'm just now even thinking about this, y'all, but in the video it's actually backwards from what I'm actually doing because I've got my phone facing me, y'all. So I just pull that tight on both ends, the tag end and that end, right there. And with that pulled tight, I'm just going to shove my tag end in there out of the way, and I'm going to make me a little loop right here. So I'm just going over, catching the next knot right there, pulling up to about the size it should be, throwing me another loop, going over, and I'm working from my right to my left on this net, but I'm pretty sure y'all are seeing the opposite on the screen. And I'm sorry about that, but I'm not going to swap it around just for this. Y'all get the idea. So I've just made one loop, and y'all can see that. I just made a loop. So now I got two options. I can cut this loose, burn it, whatever, or I can just leave it, come up here, catch right here, make a knot, come up here, catch this. Then I've just got extra webbing going here, which won't hurt nothing. Come back and catch this one, and then come back down here and catch that one, and I'm done. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just come right under this one, like that, catch it. Same thing, come around it, make me a, I just call it the netting knot because I don't know what it's called. Some people say I need to use the Flying Dutchman. I think the Flying Dutchman is one that you can tie webbing or whatever. I'm not. This is just the netting knot. This will work for, you put dip on that, it ain't coming loose. You pull it tight, and you can see now this one wasn't broke. That line there wasn't, but I've got another one there with it, and that ain't hurting nothing. I'm gonna do the same thing one more time, right there. I'm gonna come down, catch, try to get my arm out of the way where y'all can see. Come down, come back around. It's hard, it's be hard for y'all to see this little bitty twine and me doing this, y'all. Y'all can see me in the net build videos though. It's bigger twine, it's white, it's against a brown wall. So all of these knots and stuff y'all can see pretty good. And it seems to show up better when I'm using white twine against black netting. So you can see in some of my net repair videos a lot more about what I do and how I'm doing this. But y'all can see, I'm looking at the big screen over there and I can see that hole okay. So anyways, I'm going to go up now, catch my new loop up there that I made, and I just made a square by catching that new loop, right? So now I'm tying that knot, same way, right there. And then I just got one more knot to tie. Y'all can see how it's coming together there. I just got one more knot to tie right here. And I had to come down and kind of got it's kind of a pain if you ain't tied many to tie from down to up. But you just have to work it around there and do the opposite of what you did pulling it down. It's way easier to pull a knot down than it is to pull it back up. I always just catch my webbing down there, cinch it down good, give it a couple good pops, make sure that knot cinched down tight, and then that's a repaired hole. Y'all can see ain't no shrimp getting out of that now. We're gonna catch all of them now. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. But I think, I don't know, some people might be here to watch me tie a net. Some people might be here just to conversate and talk. I figure like that's probably what most everybody's checks in to shoot the bull a little bit. And that's fine, because believe it or not, contrary to what y'all think from earlier today, I can actually shoot the bull and repair this net at the same time. Danielle don't think so, but I can. But she's got the grandson. She's in there asleep, her and him. And I seized it as an opportunity to come back and finish working on this net. 'Cause I got a few more holes to patch, and they ain't gonna get fixed with me asleep. But you know, if y'all get tired, get sleep, and it's y'all's bedtime, y'all don't hesitate to check out, because I don't blame y'all at all. Maybe one day, me tying enough of these, catch back up on the comments. Maybe me tying enough of these, I can build my own shrimp nets. Daddy used to build his own. He got to where he could do that. I had never built a shrimp net. I got you, Steven. That may be the first thing we do, is go with the small ones, little stickers, and just kind of see how that does for everybody. It'll be probably a lot easier, like a 3 to 6 inch, you know, something like that, maybe. Maybe what we do, 2 by 3 or 3 by 5, what Kelly said. Yep, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. It's what a lot of other companies do also. Steven says smaller for him. So everybody's saying pretty much the smaller ones. 3 to 5. Put in an envelope, cost less. Well, yeah, and you'd be able to order just them if we do it on the online store. But also, you know, we're going to try to do this. If we do something like that, we're going to try to do it like at a cost. If you're ordering a hat, it's not going to cost much more to throw a sticker in there too, kind of deal. So you get, I don't know, we'll figure out something on that. I hadn't checked on the cost of these stickers or nothing yet. So we'll kind of see what all that's going to do. I like the idea of coffee cups and tumblers. Several people said coffee cups. A lot of people saying decals, 100%. I've actually got one. Where'd I put that? Yeah, I've actually got one of Slot Limits on decals on the front of our boat windshield, and it's about probably 6-inch diameter, something like that. It's pretty nice. Crunchy says he's seen Redline made some can huggers. Yeah, well, guess what, Crunchy Cracker? We got some can huggers coming too. I think they're going on the website pretty soon, so there'll be some my mind went blank. The can huggers. I lose it sometimes. Y'all know what they call. I guess my mind went blank. I'd have said it if Crunchy Cracker wouldn't put can huggers on there. But now I got the can huggers stuck in my mind. Whatever they're called, we got some coming, y'all. Engraved for sure. You're talking about on on like the tumbler cups. 100% I would want engraved on those, because if somebody did buy something like that from us, I would want it to last. That's my thing. Like, I'd want it to last. That's all I can say about that. And I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check on that. I'm not sure if there's like a company that we can, because we can't be like infringing on people's products, and like there's stuff there we don't want to get into no legal issues with. So I've got to really check on like the tumblers. I may have to go through one of the companies and order the stuff from them to get it with our logo put on it or something where we could actually be able to sell that. Bayou Thread says can hugger koozies. That's the word. Said Bayou said can huggers coming real soon. The koozies. That's for us, y'all. So that'll be on our online store as well. Try to make it to where somebody wants to look on there and see there might be some more stuff besides just a hat. So that's kind of where we're going with the online store deal. A lot of channels do this like through third-party stuff and all, and that's fine. That's great. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Look, I'm out here repairing a shrimp net. I really don't have time to set up and run a store. So we decided to work with our local guys, Bayou Threads, Mr. Joe and Amy, and see if we can make this store thing a go that way. That's what they do. That's their business. That's what they do for a living. So it works. Hopefully it works for them, and hopefully it works for us. So we're just seeing how that goes, y'all. See, some God's Country hunting, fishing pocket knives. See, that's another good idea. That's something there again. That's something that, like, I'm just gonna go and tell y'all now. If I did that, it's gonna be a higher end. Like, it'd be basically like us. We'd have to be okay to buy something nice, engrave it, and then just set the price accordingly to the end to justify engraving it. You know, that's the bad thing about this. I'm picky about my stuff, right? And I'm not gonna go buy a cheap flashlight, pocket knife, cup, anything else, and put it on the site for y'all to get, and then you get something that you're not even going to use. That's not what I want to do. What my intentions would be, if we do anything with our logos on it, resell anything, it's going to have to be a good product. And that's going to kind of be, and we already got some products like coming our ways on sponsorships and stuff that could help open the door a little bit for us to do something like that. I just don't use cheap products. I don't. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Does some come from China or whatever? Yeah, they do. But everything we buy now, I'm pretty sure some of this netting and stuff is made in the U.S., but a lot of our products don't come from the U.S. That said, I'm still gonna make sure it's a good product, or I'm not putting it out. As simple as that. Or at least to the extent of my knowledge that I can tell. If we're using it, more than likely, y'all see, we put our stuff through a lot. That's obvious. Y'all know that from watching the videos. How long is your shrimp season? Ken asked that. Hello from the Shows family. Hello, Shows family. Shrimp season changes, Ken. It changes yearly. It opened earlier this year than it did last year. The shrimp were bigger when it opened this year, but there's not near as many shrimp as there was last year. It all depends on the size. They open and close the shrimping seasons by the size of the shrimp. When they hit like a 70, 80 shrimp, they consider that big enough to catch, so they'll open shrimping season. Myself, honestly, wish they wouldn't even open it until they're 50, 60s, to be honest about it, because 70, 80s, a lot of them honestly get shoveled back overboard. Especially, or the 80, 100 counts, like a lot of the shrimpers just shovel them back overboard. That's not something we want to happen. You don't have time to pick out all those little bitty tiny shrimp, and it's almost a waste. I'd rather see the shrimp get of a bigger size and then open it, and then you're done with it. Problem solved. Everybody's happy. The shrimpers would be happier too, to be honest about it. Yeah, they're chomping at the bits. We always were by the time shrimping season opened. You couldn't wait another day. But if they waited until they were a little bit bigger, you wouldn't have near as much waste in the shrimp world. But that's just my opinion, you know. I'm not. Look, we're gonna probably go when they open it. Most years, we actually waited a couple weeks this year to like the week after they opened it, because of that. You know, we didn't want to go down there that quick. I had to work that weekend. I think that they opened it. I didn't want to take off for it because I already knew the shrimp was going to be small. So what's the point, right? Kind of way I look at it. But Misty, hello from Arkansas. There's a little like symbol on this right in the way. Did I get further on the shrimp net? Yes, I did. I'm way further. We got the big hole patched. I got a bunch of little ones patched all in here. I'm still patching small ones. I found a bunch, and I'm the kind of person too. Look, I'm fixing to dip this net, and I don't know if any of y'all's ever dipped a net or not, but when you dip it, you want every hole fixed before you dip it, because if not, you may have to touch it up a little bit with a dip, or you just got to undip knot, one of the two. So I'll go through, and like if I even see like a weak piece of twine that looks like it's about to pop or it's halfway cut, I'll go in and cut it out and re-sew a new piece in and dip it. That way I've got as close to 100% net as I can possibly get, you know. And that's just the way I think of it. Yeah, we're getting there, Misty. It's just taking some time. And talking to people, I talk a lot, so that's just the way it is. Did I get the truck fixed? We got the truck fixed, Misty. We back on the road again, and that's a good thing. We've got an older model diesel that we depend on for our trips. That's what we use pretty much doing all of our running around, fishing and hunting in. We couldn't really afford a $90,000 diesel. It's insane what the price of these trucks are now. And I needed a diesel for towing, and we fooled around and got a pretty good deal on a 08 model Duramax. And we bought it 2 years ago, so we've had it nearly 2 years. Or January, I think was it January was a year? I don't know. We've had it close to 2 years. Been a great truck, but you know you're gonna have some maintenance in a vehicle like that when you buy a used one, and that's just part of it. Front left wheel bearing went out on it. Y'all know how them wheel bearings are. They'll give you some problems. Front of them diesels are real heavy. But we back on the road again. Never really stopped being on the road. We got it a little more ready because we got a long trip coming up in a couple months. Got to go up elk hunting, and I'm going to take that truck to Colorado this year. Good Lord willing. I don't ever say anything for sure, but that's the plan at this point. So we back on the road again. So who else I got? Oh, I said that. Fear not phone. Okay, I may have read that wrong a while ago. What do I do for a living? Repair shrimp nets. Repair shrimp nets and talk. I'm not doing a very good job at either one. I'm actually an electrician by trade. Electrician by trade. Ken, there you go again. Talking about the 3 hour, yeah. It was about 3 hours. Y'all got lots of talking out of me. Hey, there was some serious stuff being talked about in that live. I don't even want to get back on that stuff tonight, y'all. Y'all got me off on a wild goose chase. Y'all don't get me started on the way things are run. I can talk all day on that stuff. Probably have some good ideas on that kind of stuff too. That hurt. Yeah, I probably have some ideas that might help some people out on some of that stuff. It'd help us out. That'd be too much like right, I guess. See, there's a perfect example of, y'all see that piece right there that's frayed? That's what I was talking about. Like, that's a bad one. It's gonna break anyways. So I don't got no choice but to just cut that one out. So that's what I'm fixing to do. Cut that one out, start over. Well, the problem is when I cut that one out, it's like I talked about earlier, you need a diamond shape in here, right? So if I cut this one out, I've also got to cut this one and this one, because I don't like to tie my knots to the side right there like that. So I'll take and cut both of those, cut that section out and just retie all of that right there in. That's part of what I think. I'm a little picky. Some people wouldn't have done that. They would have just tied over it or something. But to me, I want this net as close to 100% of its capability as possible. You know, I want it back 100% twine, not 60 or something that's going to tear once we get back down there shrimping. And I'm up here at the house. I'm not shrimping for a living, so I've got time to sit here and fix it right. So there you go, Ken. That's one of the reasons that it takes me so long to do stuff, is I'm actually doing it the right way. So now I see Misty's right in there with Ken on this deal. Y'all done double teamed me. How often do you have to patch up? Chit Chat was asking that. Man, I hope I never had to patch up, but you know, the nature of the net fishing world, it doesn't matter if you're hoop net fishing or like I said, wire net fishing, you know, or shrimping. Like in them wire nets, if we have one strand break, we're catching 11 and a half inch channel cats for hole fryers. If one strand breaks, all those 11 and a half inches will go out of that net, every one of them. In one strand, I mean in your mesh, like, because you know you got, this is 1.5 inch mesh, so you can't run, this is too small to run on a wire net, by the way, but I'm just using this for an example. This is 1.5 inches. If it's stretched, or say this is say this is 1.25 inch mesh net, or 1 inch, whatever, 1.25 inches. If you cut one strand, now it's 2.5, right? So a 2.5 inch diameter hole, half a pound channel cat, that 11 and a half inch channel cat, every one of them will find that hole and go out of it. So if you're in a spot where you know there's fish and you're not catching fish, look at your net real close, because you might have a hole. But as far as often, I mean, there's times when we fish 2 or 3 months and never have to patch a hole in our hoop nets. And then there's times when we shrimp, you know, used to, we would shrimp sometimes days and never tear a hole. Now, I'll say this, the commercial, I don't know what I did here. The commercial shrimp nets are a little bit heavier duty than these nets here that we're buying. So these don't take as good of a lick as like a commercial heavier duty shrimp net, right? Because the twine's not as thick. They're just making these to sell, make a little money on, right? And I don't know, we've made 4 trips now shrimping since I got back into this. 3 last year. Every time we'll make 5, 6, 7 drags, 8 drags, something like that. And we've torn up one net, impossible to use again. It was rotten. It wasn't much good. So we tore that one up. We shrimped this one last year, had a few little holes pop up in it, nothing major. And honestly, we had this trip, we had We had 3 crab traps we caught, and 2 of them tore holes like this big in it. Fixed them in a few minutes, and uh, then now the last trip, that last crab trap we hit, just ripped it to shreds. And normally you don't have that kind of a hole get torn in them. Like that was just an extreme hole. It was done at that point. Wasn't no fixing it that night, nothing like that. You wasn't fixing it out there on the boat. It was just too big. So that ended our trip. We did have a spare net, but we were about done shrimping anyways. So we didn't worry about trying to fix it and get back out or nothing like that. Just wasn't worth it. That's what I'm working on now. Actually, there was the big hole in all these little ones. We just couldn't see these little ones out there at night shrimping, but we had more holes than what we thought in reality. But we're going to get them fixed, and yeah, we're going to get back on the water. We gonna get them fixed. Oh yeah, Misty, I know it ain't no big deal. Oh, I know, Ken. Yeah, it ain't nothing. That's part of what keeps us all going. The fun. If you can't have fun, life ain't very good without people having some fun. I wished I had some little bit more exciting content, but I don't know, guys. This is just what we got right now. So it is what it is. That's like I said. That's probably like what our lives are gonna be. It's just what we do. It's a little more fun when Danielle's out here talking and pestering me and stuff. But she had to get the grandbaby to bed. I know she's already asleep. That girl can sleep. I don't know. She don't stay up very late. I'm normally the late bird. I stay up all hours of the night doing this kind of stuff. She 9:30. She ready to go to bed. I probably should get better about that the older I get. But I hadn't yet. I used to not sleep about 2 or 3 hours a night. I sleep 5 or 6 now, but it's just cooler out here at night. I know tomorrow it's going to be hot, muggy, probably because of the rain, all that. I'd rather come out here tonight, finish my net up, and be done with it. At least that's the way I look at it. Oh my goodness. Try to keep these ends burned off and stuff a little bit to where I don't have all them frayed ends sticking off everywhere, y'all. Tomorrow I gotta get this net dipped in the morning at the latest, because it needs to. We're gonna have a bunch of rain coming, and this thing needs to dry. Really need to get some sunlight on it. I don't even know if we're gonna get sunlight here in North Louisiana in the next few days. But I really need to get some sunlight on this dude, and let it get the net dip and get some drying in. I gotta double check. I think I got most of them except for like right where the net's tied to the tail bag. I got a few holes. But I do got some spots where, like right there's a bad piece of webbing, so I'll end up taking that one out. If I don't, it's gonna tear. As soon as we start dragging, that one would tear right there. And that's what you gotta be careful about. You gotta get that wear on these nets and stuff. Go ahead of time and get that bad spot out of there and be done with it. Just won't hold up, y'all. These things take a beating, just pull them across the bottom of the ocean floor down there. They take a pretty good beating. It's really a whole bad square that's got to come out. Wasn't what I wanted, but more than one piece to that was fixing to go bad. That's where I like to watch, like where it takes most of this wear, and just watch it real close. Missed one right up here too. Right when you think you're about done, you ain't never done. Not with this stuff. Never done with it. Never done with it. Getting closer though. That one there's got a lot of wear, but that one's gonna break too. Yeah, I don't know. It's always something. We are definitely going to be trying to find some cleaner water. We got a plan in place. We've been catching a lot of grass in that marsh where we've been shrimping, and not knowing South Louisiana that well, we're looking into some newer areas down there that are pretty close to where we've been shrimping, so we know there's shrimp there. We're just going to try some new spots and see if the dragon's cleaner. See if maybe we don't catch the crab traps and the grass and stuff. Y'all can see the old grass still in this net. They get pretty nasty if there's a lot of marsh grass and stuff up in there that you catch. Mud, marsh grass. And that's not good dragging either, to be honest about it. So what we got? I know I'm behind again. Ken saying about fuel tank on the boat. If you get in the water and the motor bogs down, the wide open throttle, or taking off, check that line for that kink that you was talking about. It's not kink, Ken. It's actually, it may have looked kink, but it's not kink. There was actually a I know what you're talking about, Ken. There's actually a Velcro strap wrapped around that line, and that may be what you saw. It may look like a kink toast, but it's just a Velcro strap. The line's actually, it does come down a little bit and comes back up because the line comes out over here, has to turn, it's got a little curl in it, and it goes back into its port over here to the side a little bit. But I think it'd be okay. It's just got a little dip in it, but that should be fine. That shouldn't hurt nothing. It always had that dip in it. But that may be that Velcro strap you was talking about. Ken's asking us to spread this out to dry. Yeah, Ken, I've got an old batting cage down there that I built for Dylan years ago. And I've got 3 hoop nets down there hanging right now that are dry and need to go into the shed. But when we dip our nets, whether they're hoop nets or what, those poles are like 12 foot tall. It goes up like this all the way across and back down. I've got a bunch of those down there. And we'll hang all this. I'll take this shrimp net, stretch it out like it actually, kind of the way it would be in the water, and let it dry for a few days like that before we get down there. I've got to get this hanging. I mean, we're leaving Tuesday morning, so I really needed it done today. But the truck thing happened, and it's kind of out of my control, so I was away from the house for more hours than I wanted to be today. I didn't really have much choice. But it is what it is. I'll get it down there and get it dipped and hanging. And I'm not going to dip the whole net probably. I'm probably just going to dip, I don't think I am. I might, I don't know. It'll make it stronger. But I'm afraid if I dip the whole net this time, I don't know, some of this netting's really not that bad, and it's the plastic. The shrimp net dip is plastic. It dries like one day. The problem with the shrimp net dip, what I see is like, it kind of helps coat the plastic and don't let it get a lot of wear, but it don't really soak in the netting. So if it doesn't soak in the netting real good, then you end up with this, I don't know, it don't, to me, you end up with a lot of wear in the netting. So I don't know, we might try it like one more time down there. I may dip just the bad parts. Try it one more time just to keep from getting the tar, and then when I get back from this trip, hang it up and let it dip the whole net, let it dry really good in our tar dip. Used to years ago, that's the way some shrimpers did some of them. Now most of them use a plastic dip. That's just what they use. So, and also what the plastic dip would do too, I guess, would it kind of keep the twine from soaking up water, so the net would be lighter. So technically, it should drag better in the water and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, with y'all, like I'm not even sure with a 20-foot net and the boat we got pulling it and everything that I could even tell the difference in that. To be honest about it, I don't really know if it'd matter at all. I know some shrimpers used to say that you catch more shrimp with a black net. I used to know shrimpers, we didn't, but I used to know shrimpers, burn myself, that only used black nets. They dipped every year in black nets, or black net dip. But I'm not sure if they were using tar, if they were using, if they had a black plastic. I'm not sure they make a black plastic. I've never really seen for sure a black plastic. I don't know why you would catch more in a black net unless they're saying that the shrimp outrun the net, but I guess that's possible too. The shrimp are kind of feisty. Like when they go to seeing that net coming toward them, or either feeling that water moving, I guess it's pushing like a water edge at them. I mean, you can see in that shallow water, you can really see it happening. Those shrimp are just bailing out from in front of that net and going over the top of it. That's why I run a bib on this net. So those big white shrimp, you'll catch more of them with that bib out front. But it's like anything else. There's a lot of stuff to the shrimping that it's more to it than just taking something out there and just dragging. You know, some people go out there and just drag and catch a few shrimp, and then there's people that go and, you know, I mean, if you're gonna go and do it, you may as well catch as many as possible, right? Kind of way I look at it. If not, it's not very efficient. So I'm all about efficiency. It just part of growing up being a shrimper, or having a dad that had shrimp boats and all, and just kind of stems from my learning back then. If I'm gonna drag 30 minutes, I want to catch as much as I can in that 30 minutes. That's the point, is going down there and putting them in the freezer. So, you know, we'll eat those shrimp all year long. Shrimp keep in the freezer better than fish. So they're a good thing to put in the freezer is shrimp. Yeah, Ken, any net don't need to be wet. All of them need to be dry. They could rot or whatever. I'm bad about leaving. I got some out there in the rain right now. They need to be put up. I got to put them up before I go to South Louisiana. Hoop nets I'm talking about. They don't need to be out there. Yeah. Look, Ken. Yeah, I don't think it is. I'll double check that though, Ken, for sure. And I can always cut off a little bit and pop it back on there. It is a little long, so it won't hurt to cut a little bit off. Yes, the bottom's just like sandpaper. I mean, you're running across the mud and water, and especially once it goes to getting some weight or a crab trap or something in there, it'll just eat a hole in there just like you're dragging across sandpaper. Same deal. You know, we drag a shrimp trawl about 2 miles per hour, around give or take 2 miles per hour. So you're just pulling this shrimp net with a heavy crab trap right across the ocean floor, and it's just, I mean, you still got sand and gravel and rocks and oyster shells and stuff like that, and it'll eat a hole in it. Really, the oyster shell is what really does it. They'll do it quick. And there is some oysters in the area we've been in, because every once in a while we'll catch a few of them. Can't keep them out of a shrimp trawl, but we'll end up with some in the net we had to throw back and stuff. A heat gun, I'm not sure. I mean, you're talking about a big net, you know. This is just one little piece of this net. I mean, y'all see that? That's a 20. This ain't a huge net. It's a 20-foot trawl. It's more of a recreational style trawl. I've actually seen people commercial shrimp with a 20-foot trawl before, but this ain't a huge trawl. But I mean, it's pretty big. That's like 15 foot across to the end of that trawl. It's bigger than it looks on film, y'all. I mean, the 20 foot is measured from one side of the wing to the other across the front. So when this net opens up, it's 20 foot from one side of the net to the other. Lengthwise, it's probably, I don't know, it's probably 35, 40 foot long. So it's a lot of webbing here that bug got on me. It's a lot of webbing I'd be doing something with. Oh, there's all kind of stuff down there, Ken. We catch like some crazy stuff sometimes. Oh yeah, chit chat. You gotta dip any net, or you're better off to dip any nets you use. If you don't, I mean, this net comes, when it's built, it's just white webbing, right? It's just white twine, just like a ball of white twine. I had a piece out here earlier. I don't know what I did with it. I may have carried it back inside. Anyways, it's just white nylon twine. It ain't stiff like this or anything. So when you make your net, if you don't dip it, it won't hold them. These knots won't stay in the webbing. You know, you get to tossing it around and stuff, them knots will loosen up in your net and it'll just come apart. So you have to dip. These bugs done got under this light out here tonight and done attacking me out here. Moth or something. But yeah, you gotta dip them nets. You don't want to not dip them. That's part of net fishing any kind of way. Doesn't matter what kind of net you're using. It's like a dip net, you know. You see some of these cheap ones, but if you ever see a good nylon one, you're gonna see it dip. You know, you're not gonna see it undip. And that's why, because those knots won't stay. But loads of stuff I'm telling y'all. I know some of y'all know some of that. Some of y'all just want to chat, but there's a lot of people on here that watch the video. In these lives, people will come back and watch these lives. I'm not even worried about it. There's only like, 25, 30 people on here tonight. It's late, I get it. Some people stay up. I'm up anyways, but people will come back and watch these lives tomorrow. We'll have a lot of people come back and watch them. They'll watch it just like a regular video. For us, it's just an unedited video. I don't have to edit none of this. Just to dry what you just repaired. Not asking that. Oh, okay. C. Richards, I got you. Yeah, but it's a lot I'm repairing, and you don't see all of it. There was 3 or 4 holes like up in the front of the net that we tore down there, and I repaired them out in a boat. And I'm gonna be honest, they was kind of thrown together, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at those repairs again, make sure they're okay to just dip, or if I want to cut them back out and re-repair it. At this point, I got a brand new net sitting over there. I'm probably just gonna dip them and roll with it. But it's a lot of repairs. I mean, this net, y'all didn't even see all of it in the other live. Like I've got patches like in a 10-foot span of this net right here. So it would be a lot to try to dry with like a heat gun or something. That's not gonna happen. It needs some sunlight, a couple days of sunlight. If I could get a couple days of sunlight, and rain ain't gonna hurt it, because it's going in the water down there anyways. Anything I can get it will help. I'm gonna have to get it repaired fairly early in the morning. or get it dipped early in the morning and get it hung up where it's drying tomorrow. That way, I get some drying time tomorrow, and then I mean, cause honestly, right now, it's not gonna do any good to hang it up there tonight. If I can get it hung in the morning, dipped and hung and drying in the morning sometime early, hopefully it don't rain all day. We got like a 80% chance of rain in the next like 10 days here. But I've been seeing this week also, and heck, it didn't rain but about half the day today. We got some sunlight, so I'm hoping it's just scattered thunderstorms, what they're forecasting. And I hope our net, we can get some drying time on it, is what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm going for. I ain't seeing my East Coasties on here tonight. They all in the bed. I got that early bedtime over there. Oh yeah. Eastern time zone. I didn't figure, I mean, I know it's too late at night to be doing a live. I'm just basically doing this to finish up this patch job and to have I knew some of y'all would come on and holler at us, but it's more about just throwing another live on and showing how we finish this and stuff. Like I said, a lot of people come back and watch these lives later. Some of these lives we've done, may not have, but some of them's been up 150 or so people, but some of them will pull 4,000 or 5,000 views over time, over a couple weeks span. That many people come back in and watch these lives. One like this, I don't expect a lot. It's not fish cleaning, something like that. Maybe 1,500 or 2,000 people might come back in and watch this live. But it's we're just trying to build our, what I want to do with the lives is just build a lot of people watch, there's people that watch lives that don't watch any other form of videos. People that watch shorts that don't watch any other form, and there's people that watch long videos that don't watch any other form. We see all that in our numbers, so what we want to do is establish basically a bookshelf of each of shorts, lives, and longs. That way, if people do come in to watch our longs and that's all they're watching is longs, they'll stay and watch our longs. They'll have enough of them, they can watch as many as they want. So we're just going to keep doing what we do on our daily basis, and we're going to turn it into content. That's how me and Danielle are going to roll. Appreciate the ones of y'all that support us, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. Good thing about subscribing to YouTube is it don't cost anybody anything. It's free. What I just catch back up. Now see, Richard, it's more than a foot or two. It's a foot or two of new thread stretched out over a long span. BM, when to retire a net that like that or any other. Retire? Are you talking about, what do you mean in BM? Are you saying retire as in don't use this net no more? Or are you saying put tar back on, retar? What are you asking there? Not sure. I'm not real sure what you're asking. How hard is it to get the right angles and rigging on those net doors? See, Richard, that's pretty hard. That comes off of mathematic calculations. That's something I'm not gonna do. I would use a pattern. We bought those doors already rigged up. I can't remember, and I've had to rechain doors before years ago, and there's there's formulas on that kind of stuff. There's formula on building this shrimp net, on the dimensions of it and everything. There's formulas for hoop nets. I give out some of the formulas for hoop nets. I can't remember numbers very well, so I can't remember those formulas, but that's why I put them in the videos when I get those formulas and stuff. So I so those form I don't forget them, and so they're there for everybody that needs them. I can't remember the angles. There's a certain angle that door's supposed to sit at. Each door's different. The size door depends on the size of the net, the speed you trawl that you're pulling. Depth water could change things. Like there's all kinds of factors that go into trawling. Now that said, we just in a John boat. We're not out there commercial fishing. So it really don't matter if we catch 50 pounds or 150. You know, we're happy either way. And we don't got to go out there and catch every shrimp. We're just out there playing. It's fun. And at the same time, we're having fun and putting some shrimp in the freezer, catching a few blue crab, a few flounder. You can keep flounder legally in the state of Louisiana with a trawl. As long as it's flounder season. They do have a season now, or a closed season in the fall for a month or two that you can't keep them during that time. We're usually deer hunting during that time, so it probably won't affect us at all. But we don't catch a lot of flounder. We catch 2 or 3, 4 a trip, 5 a trip, and they're not very big. The big ones can outswim the net. They can go faster than the trawl's dragging. So yeah, I mean, C. Richards asking, oh, BM, to finish your question, appreciate that, Ken. BM, we'll use this net till we can't use it no more. I mean, like I said, these are small nets. They're for like what we're doing, recreational trawling. But this net's $450-ish to get one built brand new. I'll use every bit of life out of it if I can patch it up and catch it. Like I said, we're just playing. We're not real serious with this. So if I can catch a few shrimp with it, I'm gonna drag it behind this boat and catch a few shrimp with it. You know, as long as I can keep it patched up. Now that said, if it just gets to where every time we put it in the water, holes is ripping in it, that'd probably be time to put it down. I mean, back in the day when we was commercial fish shrimping, like I said, the webbing was bigger in these thicker in these nets. But you got a big shrimp boat. You know, you got a lot of power. You can pull that. You can't really pull heavier webbing and all that, and it's hard to get somebody to make you a heavy webbing net. Actually, everybody wants to fool with this stuff, this little cheesy webbing. I'd like to have a 20-foot heavier webbing net, and I may end up trying to get one made somewhere, honestly. I think it'd be a good idea. But it'll drag heavier, it won't open up as good. You'd have to have bigger doors, you'd have to have more power, it's going to be more weight in the water. It's going to be harder to get in and out of the boat. There's a lot of factors goes into that, you know. Probably don't want to try a heavier one until we got like a winch or something. So there's a lot of factors to all of it. Right now we're just playing, and we're gonna just keep it like this for now. But it's fun playing, and like I say, shrimp tastes pretty good. Last time I checked, which was a couple days ago, everybody wanted barbecued shrimps in the upcoming episode. So guess what y'all got? Y'all got barbecued shrimp. So y'all get a sneak peek of what Sunday's video is going to be. So if you watch Sunday's video, be sure to watch it all the way to the end, because the cooking's always at the end, or most of the time it's at the end. And it's going to be barbecued shrimp. So, what was he saying? Everything's... Crunchy Cracker asks, how many nets do I have? I don't know. We got 15 or 16 hoop nets, Crunchy Cracker. We got 2 shrimp nets. We got this one and one more. I got one new one sitting right over here. Y'all can see it right over there in the box. That's a brand new one, $450 right there. So going making these videos and catching shrimp ain't cheap, y'all. But yeah, we got a brand new one. I don't have a bib. I don't have the same setup on that one. I don't have the bib and all tied on it. That's these nets were bought as brown shrimp nets. Y'all can see the black webbing up here. That's a bib up there. I added that. That's something I did for catching white shrimp. So it's not a lot of white shrimp down there right now. They're not catching a lot. So I'm not that worried about it for next week. We're going to get this net ready to roll, and we'll drag this one. If some white shrimp show up, you can catch a few without the bib anyways. If something happens, we tear this net up, we'll have a backup. We'll still be able to catch brown shrimp and plenty of them with our other net, and that's the way we're going to roll this trip. When I get back home in the next 2 months before we go back, white shrimp season is going to be in the fall. It normally opens end of August or mid-August, something like that. What happens when the white shrimp start coming out, they'll be small and they'll close. That's when somebody was asking about how long is the season earlier. They'll close brown shrimp season when the white shrimp start coming in and they're too small. They'll close the shrimping season, and they'll close them until those shrimp hit like a 70-80 count, and then they'll reopen it. And I'm not even gonna probably go like right when they reopen white shrimp season. White shrimp grow faster than brown shrimp, and they grow pretty quick. So within 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks of the time they open it, those shrimp will be some nice, pretty shrimp. And that's when we'll probably go down about the first of bow season, end of September, something like that, and try to hit another run. We went like, I don't remember if it was the end of August, 1st of September last year. We did do a white shrimp trip down there, and we did pretty good on that trip. So I'm gonna hit that again this year, or try to. We'll try to make another trip down there. But like I said, we're gonna let them get some size on them, you know, before we go down there and spend a lot of time tearing our stuff up for small scrimps. Not interested in tearing our stuff up for small scrimps. Y'all know, just the way I feel about it. Alright, let me catch back up. We got all kind of people done jumped on here. How in the world got this many people this late at night? Does anybody sleep? Russell Verdon. I like it anytime you make a net repair video or net building videos. Anything you do with nets. Because I know, or at least I'm sure, you know I make nets. Yes, sir, I know you make nets. I think you're making some pretty good ones now. You got some people down south fishing some of those nets now, don't you, Mr. Russell? Yep. Yeah, the net stuff, don't know if you've made any shrimp nets though, Russell. Oh yeah. A lot smaller mash, it's a lot more knots to deal with when you're dealing with this stuff. But, you know, it's a whole nother purpose. It's not like we're repairing or building 5 hoop nets today, we're just doing 1 shrimp net. So it's a different deal. Same knots, it's still netting, you know, it works the same way. Different design, different purpose. Still netting, still net repair. I'm still going to dip it. I'm actually going to dip it in my tar, or a section of it. All the repaired stuff anyways. It'll be a polka dot net. A green black polka dot net tomorrow. I don't know. I said I was going to do that to another one I had, and I ended up just dipping the whole net. Was done with it. If I had like a week for it to dry, and I didn't want tar on everything in the boat, I'd probably just go ahead and dip the whole net. But we might have difficulty with it drying in time and all that. And this tail bag is thick, y'all. Like this stuff here don't hardly tear, so I really ain't got no purpose to dip this tail bag at all because it's in pretty good shape. The only really bad spot I got left, I mean, I'm sure when I get done with this, y'all, I'm gonna find another hole. But y'all look right there. That's right here where they tied the tail bag's always thicker. By the way, I never mentioned that earlier in the video, and that's something I tied onto this net. So we got like a pull point, right? So the net folds up and you can pull the tail bag over to the side of the boat. That's some of my rigging there. But y'all look at that hole right there. That's a dandy. Oh, Russell, you got 3 shrimp boats? Come on. I didn't know you had shrimp boats. I thought you was just doing hoop nets. Crunchy, I am tired. I'm always tired. I live tired. Rodney from Missouri. Love watching your live streams. Keep up the fun. Yes, sir, Rodney. Chit chat. Are there other methods to catching shrimp other than dragging a net? Yes, sir. You can throw a cast net and catch them. I don't know of much more. You could try some little traps, but you ain't gonna have enough for a shrimp salad. I mean, there's people that do catch a lot of shrimp in cast nets at times when they're running. You gotta be in the right spot, right time. There's some guys on TikTok and stuff that do some of that, and you'll probably see us eventually doing some cast net and shrimp videos on YouTube. But we ain't hit them just right yet. So when we hit them right, we're gonna for sure do a cast net and shrimp. There's some WMAs and stuff in South Louisiana. You can go on those and cast net some shrimp in some places. Sometimes they're stacked up in there pretty heavy, but there's also like limitations to how much shrimp you can keep and all that. You're only limited to like so many pounds, so you got to be real careful about all that, how many you can take. And it don't go by person either; it goes by boat or vehicle on those limits. So we got C. Richards. I always look forward to the Sunday video release. Top notch entertainment. C. Richard. I've got to finish editing Sunday's video. That's the real life of a YouTuber or a person that does as many hobbies as I do, and somebody that does YouTube. Is sometimes we're last minute getting that video put together. So I hope tomorrow I'm going to have to just sit down, finish my editing on the video, and hopefully by tomorrow night get that thing loaded and out Sunday morning. What y'all think about the 8:30 release time? Y'all let me know in the comments. Give me as many comments as possible on that so we know. Did y'all like the Sunday? Did it even matter? We've been releasing at 7:30 forever, but it seemed like we was getting more views around 8:30, so we changed the time last week to 8:30 to see what would happen. I don't know. Video still, like, it's the probation thing. We're not getting a lot of views out the gate on our videos right now. And I'm having a hard time reading because of that, like when our best time is to drop the videos. What do y'all think? 7:30 or 8:30 Sunday morning? Let's vote on it. Y'all give me a vote. I ain't got a lot of people on here, but guess what? Y'all get to decide. And I know church, I don't want to interfere with church. Some people's dropping videos at 10, 11, 12 o'clock. I'm going to steer clear of the 10 to 11 o'clock deal. Probably the latest I would go is 8:30, 9-ish, but I really don't want to go 9 because everybody's getting ready for church. So y'all think 7:30, 8:30, and 7:30 here Eastern time is 8:30. So I'm not sure I didn't have it right to start off with. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna watch it till earlier, but what happens when we release our videos, any channel, the early views boost the channel better. Like that's what kicks the channel off. It's kind of, I wish I could show y'all this. I don't have another phone out here to show y'all. But there's like these trends in YouTube, right? So it's watching like as it ramps up and comes up. And everything is an average. So all their numbers are averages like a gray area. And if your video starts out and it's like below gray or mid gray or low gray, it's usually not going to perform very well. So how the video takes off out the gate has a lot to do with how good the video is going to do the rest of the day and forever. So if they come out and they're like above the gray or high gray, typically those videos, do pretty well or do okay. That's your better than average videos. That's what I'm trying to feel for on that 6 o'clock. What? Have you lost your mind? 6 a.m. Come on, Crunchy. 6 p.m. maybe, not 6 a.m. Ain't nobody awake at no 6 a.m. Chit Chat says 8:30 sounds good. I'm with Chit Chat. Like, I'm probably not gonna be up at 6 o'clock at 7:30 on Sunday morning. I am sometimes, but if I am, I'm probably going somewhere. Russell, you said you got 3 shrimp boats. Where y'all at? South Louisiana? Where's your boats out of? You got big boats, little boats, what? Tell me you got some big boats down there. Then you or some serious shrimping boats. Then you can tell me where to go in South Louisiana to shrimp, Russell. You're right. I will say that different time zones in different countries, but Crunchy, what you got to look at is this. You got to look at where your audience is, right? So if your audience is based in the South United States, a lot of your Southern United States is going to be in the same time zone you and I are in. So you want to go off of where your base is. And we get a lot of people off the East Coast. There's a lot of people off the East Coast. So, but I mean, we're starting to get a lot of people off the West Coast and stuff too. But 80-90% of your viewers are going to be, if you got a YouTube channel or you're trying to do something on your YouTube channel, 80% of your viewers, 90% of your viewers are going to be United States based out the gate this early in a small channel or a young channel. Even in ours, now that outreach will get bigger overseas in time, but don't expect it to get very big early. It's just not going to happen. But I would not base anything off of foreign time zones whatsoever. I mean, all these people in here, we had 1 or 2 people from the UK commenting earlier today. That's afternoon over there. You know, he's getting ready to go to bed. So he comes in and watches some of our lives sometimes. Oh, you got some 20-foot boats you talking about. That's what I need, Russell. Called, is that Cutoff? Yeah, I know where Cutoff's at. Yeah. You talking about on the way to, like I'd be going to Grand Isle or something down there. I think, Cutoff. Go right through. I think I used to go right through Cutoff. Going down there somewhere. Pretty sure. Ain't that right? Like Raceland area? Is that Cutoff? Yeah, Russell. This is an 18-footer that we shrimping out of, so you just doing the same thing we doing then. I'd like to have a 24-footer or something like that with a little bit of maybe a tail on the back with a little rigging to where we can have like a small electric winch or something just to take some of that load of pulling the net in and stuff like that. I'm not sure what we'll ever do there, but I'm pretty sure if we keep shrimping a few years from now, we'll probably add something a little bigger than what we got right now. Just it's a lot of wear and tear on a boat like this right here, trying to go down there and shrimp. A lot, like a whole lot, a bunch. Y'all, I'm looking very seriously at a knot right here that I don't know. It's just a little frustrating sometimes dealing with these knots and stuff. Yeah, this one's gonna be a pain, of course. Wouldn't expect nothing no different where this is tied. Sorry, Russell. Two boats, 25 footers, somewhere around there, but they're both in need of repairs. But I do know a lot of spots to fish and to shrimp. Yeah, Russell, I've been by there a bunch. Used to make trips to Grand Isle all the time. That uh, Highway 1 going down through there. I've been through that area a bunch, through Raceland and Cut Off, and I mean we're from up here, close to Monroe. So like I like to run 167 down to Alexandria, and then 49 on down to 1 and hit 1. Come on down to Grand Isle. Willie, you up late too? See, he just got home. Woo. Yeah. Flipped upside down from the hurricane. How much you want for that upside down one, Russell? I don't want the Black Max. How much you want for the upside down one? Yeah, I tell you what, Russell, what I can tell you, I don't know what motors you got on. I don't know if an 85 would be I don't think 85 would be a 4-stroke, but these 4-strokes they got out now, that's the way to go on this shrimping and stuff. We shrimped all night. We shrimped all night, one night, with this 70 horse 4-stroke. And we had some motor problems. Y'all seen the fuel tank on that. But I had some motor problems. Wasn't the motor's fault. Shrimped all night, one night, with like 12 hours we drug. And then shrimped run about 4 hours. We run about 16 hours and only burned about 9 gallons of gas. So yeah, there's something to be said about the 4-strokes for sure. Especially if you're shrimping with an outboard, like I'm telling you, like that's a pretty sweet deal right there. Pretty sweet deal. Pretty sweet deal. Yeah, I've been all over that Galliano. I used to work offshore, so I caught off of a helicopter in Galliano a lot. I've been all in that area. And actually, Russell, where we've been shrimping, ain't very far from there the way the crow flies. Right over there in Point Au Chien. In that area right there is where we've been going. Been going over there fishing some for several years, and that's just already kind of knew the area over there, so that's why we ended up shrimping over there in that area. I have not shrimped the Barataria Bay area at all, so I hadn't been like around Grand Isle shrimping. Yeah, Crunchy, I'm about to give up on this for tonight myself. Oh, I got you, Russell. I'd fix that dude back up if I was you. New travel trailer. uh, I don't know. I feel like I need a travel trailer sometimes, but my goodness, I don't want the maintenance that comes along with it. I just don't. But hey, Willie, all the best with the travel trailer, for sure. For sure. I need one down South Louisiana sometimes. Going and doing this stuff. Renting one gets old. We rent one down there a good bit. Where we stay at. Works out good. Don't have to set nothing up. Don't have to pull extra. You know, we pull a boat. Don't have to pull travel trailers. It's all good. Costs a good bit. So I don't know. Eventually, I think we might have to do something different because of the cost of it. But if we had our own, we could just rent a lot and park it down there. I guess I could just get a cheap travel trailer and do that, go that route. Probably be the thing to do. Alright guys, well, everybody's leaving us. We had quite a few get off, and it's getting late. I know everybody's wanting to get to bed, so I think I'm going to do the same. I got this little bit here to fix. I can fix it in the morning. I'm going to have to go over this net anyways and double check everything. But been a late one, but I know y'all wanted to chit chat a little bit. Some of y'all did. Appreciate y'all getting on. Y'all hit the thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe if you hadn't. I know all y'all's already subscribed, so we'll do it again. Don't know when. I don't know if I'll I got a lot to do tomorrow and the next couple of days before we oh, you know where I'm talking about, Russell? Yeah, we've been in there kind of south of, I call it Pat, Point Sheen Pat. Just in there south of Pat, in there around Lake Cheyenne. That's where we've been going. It's just, I like it kind of protected area in there. If storm blows up or something like that, we can just shoot right back up to the camper up there and we're out of it. So that's kind of where we've been hitting that area down in there like that. Pretty nice area. It's just got too many crab traps. I gotta find somewhere to get away from these crab traps. Think about running down around Cocodrie is what we're actually thinking about. Testing some places down there next week. But yeah. Look, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by, joining us tonight. Again, we'll get something else going. I don't know I don't know when we'll do another live. I don't like to schedule these lives because something could happen, something could come up. Say you're getting too old to go. Probably going to sell the one that flipped upside down. I heard that. Can't say I blame you. Who knows? Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know, Russell. That's one of them decisions. Sometimes you just gotta make. If you ain't gonna use it, and it just needs a little fixing up, it may be the best thing to sell it. Let somebody get some use out of it. There's always somebody out there that'll fix it up and put it to good use. Put a motor on it, whatever they gotta do. Look, I'm gonna get off here, y'all. Appreciate y'all stopping by. That's gonna be it for this one. God's Country Hunting and Fishing. Keeping it real. We'll holler at y'all later.